With over 10,000 lakes and 158 different species of fish, Minnesota is a great place to learn how to fish. I've been fishing almost my whole life, and I have tons of experience with it. My grandpa has taught me almost all that I know from the countless hours that we used to go fishing at the cabin in Crosby, Minnesota on Agate Lake. I've also been fishing on a couple of other lakes in Minnesota. My four favorite fish to catch are pikes, which are the biggest of the four that I'm going to be talking about. They range from around 1 to 2 feet. Some can get even bigger than that. Bass, the second biggest fish that I'm going to talk about, can go anywhere from 3 up to even 15 or so pounds. Sunnies are the smallest fish that I'm going to be talking about, and they're usually maybe around 1 pound. Crappies, a little bit bigger than the sunnies, can sometimes get up to 2 pounds. I'll tell you where they tend to live and what they get attracted to in this speech. First, let's talk about the different lures that you use to attract these fish. Floating lures, like this one, are great for shallow areas and great when there's lots of weeds. Sinking lures are good for deep waters and big fish. Normal hooks are always good and work nearly everywhere. Sometimes you can even attach a bobber to it so that they float. Now that you know about the different lures, let's talk about different techniques to use to catch the various types of fish. Bass like jerking movements, and you can cast it by the weeds so that they come out from their homes. Crappies don't need too much movement, but you have to be extremely patient and wait until one catches your hook. Pike sometimes need a little jerk to get their attention, but other than that, you can keep your lure pretty still. Sunnies are always interested, but rarely bite on fake bait, so sometimes you'll need to give them like a worm or something so that they'll come and actually bite your hook. Now that you've learned about the lures and techniques, let's talk about where to catch these fish. Knowing the location is extremely important because certain areas of the lake house certain different fish types, and if you're in the wrong area and trying to catch a certain fish with a lure, and you're in the wrong one, you're going to have a lot of trouble catching that fish. Bass tend to live in weedy, shallow areas near the shore. You can even catch them off our dock. That's what we usually do. So floating lures are the best because the floating lures don't get caught in the weeds that are near the surface. Crappies like deep water, and usually you have to go out on a boat to catch them, and they're sometimes near the shoreline. Sunnies are almost always in shallow water and where there's not that many weeds so that they can build their houses. This is also pretty fun because little kids can catch them with a worm off the dock pretty easily. Pikes, they love deep water and they rarely come to the surface. And I think that pikes are the most fun to catch because when you get one on, they really fight and it's a tough battle, but once you get it, you feel like you really accomplished something. Fishing is one of my favorite pastimes, and I hope that you've learned something, and I hope that sometime you yourself can go catch a fish.